I know it is very difficult to forget the past memories. I know it is very difficult to forgive yourself for the things that you have done in the past. But at the end of our life, at the end of our day, what we all need is nothing but just the peace in our mind. But in order to find that peace, we need to let go of that past memory, let go of that things that hurt us. But how? Is there a way to find that peacefulness within our mind? Well, let's discuss about it in this video. If you look at the past memories, I heard this nice quote about the past memories. It says, thinking about and worrying about past is like dragging a boat on a dry land. Okay? Now, where we can use the boat, we can use it on water. But if you try to drag that boat onto dry land and take it with you to wherever you go, what will happen to you? It will become a burden to you. It will hurt you. It is so heavy. And there is no use in the same place, right? You cannot use the boat on the dry land. Okay? Holding on to past memories is also like that, right? There's no use of it, right? We're not letting that past memory to be in the correct place, but taking it to wherever we go and every place that we go, and it will keep hurting us. So what we can do to forgive ourselves and let go of that past memory? Well, there are certain things that you can do. One of the most important things that you have to realize in this world is that not everything in this world is totally under our control. There are people around you, okay? There are things around you. There are certain things that is happening around you, but not everything, not every one of them is totally under your control, okay? We have to deal with it, but it is out of our control. How people treat you, you cannot do anything about it. How people think about you, you have no control over it. How people talk to you, how people behave in front of you, the things that is happening in this environment, in the nature, there are things that is out of our control, okay? If we try and if you realize that this is the truth, okay, I cannot do anything about it, should I worry about them? Then you come to the conclusion that I don't want to worry about it because it is out of my range, okay? So this is one reality that you have to understand. The world is not totally under your control. Why? Because we are so busy in our life trying to control the things that are around ourselves that are out of our control. Okay? So realize that not everything is under your control. And the next thing that you have to do is, this might surprise you. Now, a lot of people are trying to forget the past memory. Okay? I would say, don't try to forget past memories. Okay? Don't try to do it. What will happen if you try to do it? The more you try to forget something, the more it will haunt your mind. Isn't that true? Just do it practically, right? Try to forget something, it will come back to your mind. Okay? I would say, rather than trying to forget the past memory, I would say, let it fade away from your life. Okay? Let it fade away. How to do it? Fading away is happening with time. Okay? It takes time. It's something like healing a wound. Okay? To heal a wound, it takes time. Okay? So what we have to do is, we have to give less attention to that memory. Okay? Now, most of the time, what happens in us is, when past memories haunt us, we give so much attention to it. We give so much awareness to it and think like, this is the biggest tragedy in my life. This is the biggest mistake that I have done in my life. Now my life is worse. Okay? The more we give attention to something, it will grow. That is the nature of the mind. The Buddha said, the more you give attention to something, these kind of thoughts come again and again to your mind. So what we have to do is give less attention to it. But how? Okay. Now, so many of you say it is very easy for you to say that give less attention to it. But it is very difficult. I know it is very difficult. But there's one thing that we can do. We can identify that thought as a thought. Okay, let's say these past memories, they are always the thoughts inside our mind. Okay, and also there are certain good memories and happy memories. All of them are just thoughts. Okay, the only difference between these hurtful memories, past memories, and the good memories is the way we look at that thought. Okay, the perspective towards that thought. If we can identify, this is just a thought, there's no difference. Okay, it will come to our mind and this will fade away and this will pass away with the time. So I must give some time to my mind to let my mind heal. When you do that, the past memories will start to fade away little by little. Why? Because you are giving less attention to it. Okay? Then there will be a day that comes, then you come to a conclusion and you will realize that these past memories are no longer hurting you. Okay? In my life, I had bad memories. Okay? The reason why I'm telling this is because I've been in the same situation as you guys. Okay? There was so many past bad memories and mistakes that I have done in the past, but when we give less attention to that, it will fade away. Okay? Then you will be okay with those past memories. So that is what I have to share with you in this video. So just let your past memories fade away from your life. Learn from your past, learn from your tears, and let your tears water the seeds of your future success. Keep that in your mind. Welcome to yet another episode in Inner Guide Q&A program. Today we are going to talk about how to deal with past memories. They are the memories that are holding us back and destroying our present moment and our future. So how can we deal with these past memories? First of all, I will tell you a nice story. In the Buddhist time, there was a murderer. Now, he wasn't just a murderer, he was a serial killer. He killed thousands and thousands of people. And do you know what he did to those dead people? He cut a finger from each one of them and he made a garland out of that fingers. And he wore that garland around his neck. So his name was Angulimala, the person who wears the garland of fingers. With the help of the great Supreme Buddha, he became an innocent person again. Before becoming a serial killer, he was just an innocent boy. But with the bad companionship, he became a serial killer. So with the Buddha's help, he became an innocent person again, and he became a monk. After that, he realized the teachings of the Buddha and he became enlightened. The reason for his enlightenment was he did not let his past to define who he is, right? He did not regret about what he has done in the past. Instead, he focused on the present moment. The Buddha advised Angulimala, after becoming a monk, think of yourself as a newly born person, a new person, and do not let your past to define who you are. So he did meditations and he practiced the path of the Buddha and he became enlightened. So that was the little story. So what we can take from this little story. If you're holding onto the past, and if you're letting your past to define who you are, right, you will never be the person that who you want to be. So remember, mistakes can happen by anyone. We make mistakes. That is why we are known as humans. Okay? So mistakes can happen. Even the good people make mistakes. That doesn't mean that they need to suffer and they need to regret about the things for the whole life. Right? We make mistakes, and what we have to do, we have to focus on the present moment. Think of yourself, now I have done a mistake in the past, but now what should I do to become a good person? When you think of that, you're focusing on the present moment. That is what you have to do. Every time you're regretting about the past memories, the things that has happened in the past, you are touching the wound of yourself. You know, the miserable moments that has happened in the past is like a wound. It takes time to heal. So if you keep on touching into that wound, it will never be healed. So what you have to do? Should you forget the past? Of course not. You should not forget the past, and you cannot forget the past. Remember, the more you try to forget the past, the more it will haunt your memories again and again. So what you have to do? You have to let your miserable and painful past memories to just fade away from your life, right? So to do that, you should not give much attention to the past miserable, painful memories. Right? When we are not giving any attention to something, chances are very high for it to fade away from our memories. So what you have to do, just do not give any attention to those past memories. Okay? And that is why our great teacher Supreme Buddha taught us in Baddhekaratta Sutta, Atitang nanva gameya nappati kanke anagatang. Do not dwell on the past. Nappati kanke anagata. Do not dream too much on the future. Yadati tang pahinatang apattancha anagatang. The past has gone now. It is over. And the future hasn't yet come. And Buddha said, Pachupannancha yo dhammang tattha tattha vipassati. You have to focus on the present moment and do what is right here, right now. So do not let the past to define who you are, and focus on the present moment and think, what can I do to become a better person now? Admit your faults. Learn from your past. Do not make it a wound and a painful situation. Just learn from it, right? And then you can think, what should I do to become a better person right here, right now? Right? When you do the good things and when you do the right thing in the present moment, your past will be a good one and your future will be also a good one. So what you have to do, you only own this present moment. Always keep it in your mind, right? The moment that you only own is this moment, right? In the past, what has happened in the past, you cannot control it. What is going to happen in the future, you have no control about that. What you have in your hand is this present moment. So focus on the present moment, do the good things, be a good person, and your future will be a better one. Your past will be a better one also. So practice the Buddha's teachings and stay in the present moment. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Welcome to yet another episode in Inner Guide Q&A program. Now in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to face criticism. Now criticism is something that we all have to face in all of our lives. But many of us don't know how to face it successfully. But our great teacher, Supreme Buddha, taught us how to face these circumstances successfully. So today we are going to learn that. First of all, remember, criticism, bullies, adversities, these are common experiences for all the humans, right? Our great teacher Supreme Buddha taught us, Natti loke anindito. There's no one that has not been criticized by people. Remember, whatever you do, whatever you say, people always criticize you. Because people always see you what they want to see, not the exact you. So, criticism and bullies are common experiences. But when we are going through such experiences, we feel sad. That is called the mental sorrow, mental sadness. Due to this mental sadness, we fail and we fall down either physically also. So, what we should practice and what we should do when someone criticizes us, when someone blames us. There's a discourse that was given by our great Arahant Sariputta. And in that discourse, it says, when someone complains you, when someone bullies you, or when someone blames you, you need to have two things in your heart or in your mind to face it successfully. So what are these two things? Number one, Arahant Sariputta said, you should be truthful. So what is truthfulness? Truthfulness is when someone complains you, or when someone complains you about a mistake that has done by yourself, then you have to be truthful. You have to accept your mistake because you have done it, right? If someone asks you that, have you done this mistake? Then if you have done it, really, you have to say yes. But most of the time, when we do mistakes, we try to hide them, right? We try to hide them by telling lies. Remember, when you tell lies, you have to remember everything, every lie that you have said, because you need to protect that lie. But if you said the truth, if you admit your fault, then you don't want to remember anything, right? Remember, mistakes can happen from anyone. We are not perfect creatures, right? We all have defilements, we all have problems, we all have difficulties, we all make mistakes. So, there's nothing to be ashamed of making mistakes. Therefore, what you should do when someone complains you, when someone blames you, or when someone accuses you for a mistake that has done by you, just admit it. Be humble, right? When you admit your fault, you win the trust of people. But if you did not admit your fault, what will happen? They will never trust you, right? So what you have to do, if you have done a mistake, just admit it. Say the truth. I have done it and I'm not going to do it again. I will correct my mistakes. That is what you have to do. So the first thing that you should have in your heart when you face complaints, when you face criticisms, what you have to do, be truthful. And also, if someone complains you for a mistake that you haven't done, let's say you didn't do anything of that mistake, you know nothing about that, but still people will complain you because of the misunderstandings. So in that case, how you should face that? In that case also, you should be truthful. Directly, you can say, I haven't done this mistake. But if they are not going to believe it, or if they are not going to understand it, you don't want to prove them I am correct again and again. Just stay calm and just smile, right? And stay cool. That is what you have to do. So in that case also, you have to be truthful. Number 2, Arahant Sariputta said, you need to practice the love and the kindness and non-hatredness in your mind. You don't want to hate people when they are criticizing you, because sometimes they don't know about our story. Sometimes they don't know about our mind, what are the difficulties of us. Still they complain us. So when someone complains you for a mistake that has done by yourself, that means if you own that mistake, then you don't want to be angry with them, because you have done the mistake. So what you have to do, just simply admit it. When you admit the fault, you are not providing any fuel to his anger, to other people's anger, right? For an example, if a person, right, if the boss of your company came to you, and if he started complaining, if you admit your fault, then it's okay, right? He will blame for some time, but he no longer can take it for a long time. Just have the non-hatredness inside your heart. Just smile to them. And also, if they accuse you for a false accusation, don't hate them back. You need to forgive them, because you haven't done any mistake. The mistake has happened by them, right? So if some people, if anyone has done a mistake to you, then what you have to do? You need to have that ability to forgive them. Remember, when you forgive people, you become free, right? Your heart becomes free. So, you need to forgive people to free your heart because of your peacefulness, not because that others deserve your forgiveness. So what you have to do, forgive people. They don't know our story. They don't know anything about us. So that is how you face the criticism. So practice the truthfulness and also non-hatredness, or the loving kindness, when you face the criticisms and bullies in this world. Namo Buddhaya.